Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It is Brazil, Serbia. This is probably one of the biggest games I've been looking forward to. I don't know why I'm talking so loud, but what games it was this afternoon. If people didn't realise, Xander was doing the 3 o'clock games today, but I Skyped in and was sort of on the audio. I was covering Mexico, Sweden. The main game was Germany, and wow, that was fantastic. We're going to do that again tomorrow. So Xander will lead at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and I'll be on Skype watching the other match. And I think it worked really well. What drama we had. And I think tomorrow's afternoon's group will be very much dramatic as well. It's the Senegal, it's the Cameroon, not Cameroon, it's the Colombia group. But Germany are out of the World Cup. Germany are out of the World Cup. Doesn't that sound far-fetched? But it's a reality. And it's a fair reality. You know what? I don't know what went wrong this afternoon. I don't know what went wrong this afternoon. Mexico, one of my tips to do well in this tournament, everything was going perfect. And they well and truly got thrashed by Sweden, and they deserved to get thrashed. They deserved to go out. They were terrible. But then they stay in the tournament because South Korea beat Germany, who've been consistently crap over 3 games. I mean, Germany deserves to go home. We're going to lose Argentina or France on Saturday. We could lose Brazil tonight. I think the only real threat is get rid of France and Spain, and then this is anybody's tournament. It really is. What a day, says Luke Skywalker. And what's my prediction? I'll tell you to kick off Pankaj. I think I know what my prediction is, but I have to double check. Milenkovic-Savic to score a hat-trick against those Brazilian divers, says Smooth Gaming. Well, he doesn't really matter anymore, does he? Not to me as a Manchester United fan. He ain't going to come to United now. We've kept Fellaini, is he? But yeah, it's gone. It's done. And, you know, I think that they've got a good chance. I think that they've got a good chance, Serbia. I think they'll take a lot of comfort from what's going on in this tournament in general. So, yeah... We'll keep it focused on this Brazil-Serbia game. Switzerland, keep an eye on it, of course. If Switzerland beat Costa Rica, it's a formality for them. Then they'll be in a good position. If Brazil win this game, they top the group. The interesting thing is that top of this group, and you can play. If you top this group, you play Mexico. If you come second in this group, you can play Switzerland. So it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting how this could work out. So I'm still in shock about the Germany game. I've got to be honest. I'm absolutely in shock about it. But this World Cup has been shockingly pleasant. So let's see how it goes. VAR is fantastic, but would you have to wonder how it's in before it's been tested properly, says Kieran Flynn. I agree with you. Joydeep says football's coming home. I know there are a lot of England fans getting very excited now, but Spain still need to go for me. Spain could drop out and I start to get excited. But you know what? England could only beat what's in front of them, and there's opportunities there. Of course, there's opportunities there. I'm not going to lie about that. There are opportunities there for a team like England to do well in this tournament, and I hope they do, because it will make it even more exciting than it already is. It's been a fantastic tournament. And sorry, just setting up this stream. Serbia. There we go. I'm so shocked, says what are you looking at? The winner of the World Cup could be today, if you get what I mean, says Jordan Curley. Mark, where is Xander? No watch along for him now, says Anvish. No, we were going to do the Switzerland game, but you know, he's been busy with the Germany game, so we're going to give him the light off. I can cover both. That's not going to be a problem. I'm going for Serbia today, says Salim Hussein. Well, I mean, give us your thoughts in the live comments. What are your thoughts? Which way do you think this can go? Which way do you think it's going to go? I just don't think that Brazil have been that good. And I think Serbia can be better than they were. But we'll see. We'll see. Kenneth says, do you think after the events of today, there's a chance of a dark horse actually winning the World Cup? There's always a chance, Kenneth. There's always a chance. And I think the more big teams drop out, the more opportunity there is for other teams to come through and win this tournament. And my game set, my angle at the outset was always going to be what, who, how, and please somebody win it who's never won it before. That was always my outset with this. So I really hope that that is something that happens, because if we get somebody who's never won the World Cup before, this for me will be the best World Cup ever. Unless England win it, then it will be the best World Cup ever, obviously. But there's a long way for it to go. But the tournament's been very encouraging. It's good, and there is a bit of a curse, isn't there, with the holders being knocked out in the group stage. There is precedence of that. I think it's happened 3 in the last 4 tournaments. So, but what I'm most looking forward to in this game, Anvish, I've been looking forward to this game for a long time, and I'm looking forward to it because I think, you know, Serbia have got to win. And will they open up or will they keep it tight? It's going to be interesting. Will there be a party if England win the World Cup, says Pankaj? I think we'll have a. I think if England won the World Cup, they'd give us a bank holiday, wouldn't they? Give us an extra day off. Udar says, Argentina will win the World Cup. Remember this, I'm going to work. Nothing like leaving us with that bombshell. But I want Brazil to get knocked out, says Yasser Sayed. I would like Brazil to get knocked out. I would like Brazil to get knocked out because, as I said there, my end game is really getting rid of teams that have won it before. And we've lost Germany. We're going to lose France or Argentina on Saturday. Brazil, if they go out today, and it's a big if, that's another one gone. And then you're really just left with Spain, Uruguay and England. And Uruguay and England haven't really won it in recent times, so I'd discount them. Spain would need to be knocked out. But yeah, it is exciting, and I think that hopefully we're going to see some more shocks along the way. I know it was a long shot, but I was hoping Australia would do better. The tenacity in that team is second to none. Just wish they had talent to match, says Kenneth Hoagland. I think Australia did well. They were unlucky against France, and Peru are a good team. Peru should have got out of that group. But they just didn't. They weren't clinical in the final third. And I think if Morocco had beaten Iran, that would have maybe put Spain out. So or Portugal. So there's been a few ifs, buts and maybes. I mean, Mexico were massively disappointing, weren't they? Let's call a spade a spade. I've been gloating about how, oh yeah, I predicted Mexico would be good. I don't know what they were on today. It was as if they'd already qualified. They thought they'd already qualified, and they hadn't. And they were very, very lucky to qualify. They were really, very lucky. So, yeah, I mean, Mexico, very fortunate to be through. Mexico could end up playing Brazil. They will play whoever tops this group. So, and to be honest with you, I would probably, if I had a choice between Mexico and Sweden, on their day, Mexico are a good team, but Sweden were fantastic today. I mean, I don't know why Sweden showed so much respect to Germany, because they showed no respect to Mexico, and they absolutely took them apart. So it's a wide open tournament, and I hope it continues into the knockout stage to be that way, and I think it will be, because there's a lot of clubs that are getting into the knockout stage who will be getting really excited. Even in Max, they'll be getting really excited because they'll be like, bloody hell, this tournament's wide open. It really is. And you never know. You never know. Russia could knock Spain out as hosts. Who knows? Bit of a refereeing decision going against Spain for once would be nice, wouldn't it? Snap says, will Neymar score today? Kunal says, are you excited to watch Milinkovic-Savic? I like Milinkovic-Savic, but my excitement to watch him as a potential Manchester United fan is over, because we're signing Fellaini, so we're not getting Milinkovic-Savic. It's sad, but I'll be talking about that at 9 o'clock. We're taking Skype calls. It's going to be a very interesting show, but let's see how Serbia do in this game. They've made a few changes, actually. People may not be aware about that. They have made some changes. Tosic, who had been playing as a centre-back, he's not playing tonight. I'll go through the team news for you. You should be able to see it at the bottom of the screen anyway. But let me... Brazil, Serbia. So Brazil have got Alisson in goal, Wagner, Thiago Silva, Miranda, Marcelo, Paulinho, Casemiro, Coutinho, Willian, Gabriel Jesus, and Neymar. So pretty much the front six of last time. Still no place for Fred. And Serbia have got Stojkovic, Rukavina, Milenkovic, who I've been impressed with, Velicevic, Kolarov, Milenkovic-Savic, Matic, Tadic, Lacic, Kostic and Mitrovic. And I think Milinkovic-Savic will play in a deeper role. He was playing basically up front with Mitrovic in the last game, but because Lacic is playing, Matic will have more cover from Milinkovic-Savic in that midfield three. So more of a midfield three and less of a front two, I think, from Serbia. So we should start to see a little bit more of Milinkovic-Savic because Miljevic played in the last game. He's missed out for Lacic. And Tosic had been playing as a centre-back, but Velicevic has come in. Which is interesting. And just before we get to the kickoff, I just want to go through a bit of that for you and just tell you a little bit about some of these players who play for Serbia. So, Noah Ivanovic as well. He's not playing, which is interesting. But... Veljovic plays for Werder Bremen. Lacic plays for Torino. And the lad who's been dropped, Milovic, has been playing for Crystal Palace. But yeah, no Ivanovic in this game either. Rukavina has come in. Who he plays for, Rukavina plays for Villarreal. So... those are the changes. Anyway, please do share the video and subscribe if you're new. I think we could hit a massive landmark tonight of 40,000 subscribers. I think we can do it, everybody. So please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. And keep spreading the word. We're doing a watch-along for every single World Cup game. We've seen some great moments already. And we're going to see some great moments probably tonight and from now on, as we move towards the latter stages. I've just realised how much I don't like Neymar. I'd forgotten about how he'd wound me up the other day. Hopefully we won't see that side of him today because there's no doubting he's a good player. But there's no doubting I would love to see a shock. I just want to see. I'd like to see Brazil go out. Although they were my tip to win the tournament, so I can't be too against them. But in the context of the group, just so everybody knows, Brazil and Switzerland have 4 points. Serbia have 3 points. If Brazil lose, they pretty much are out unless Costa Rica beat Switzerland. So Brazil lose, Switzerland draw, Brazil are out. And I think Switzerland, if they win, could end up topping the group. But Brazil, it's all there. For, you know, we talk about Brazil, but from Serbia's point of view, win, you're through, and that's all you want in your final game. So there we go. Lots of talent in the Brazil team, exactly. Neymar needs to stop with the Pogba haircut, says Anthony Muller. Come on, Serbia, knock them out for England, says Amel. And but yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we get to see a bit of Fred for Brazil. I still don't think that my issue with the Brazil team is that their balance of their front three isn't good enough. It doesn't hold the ball up well enough. And the balance of the midfield three isn't good enough as well. I think that's Brazil's problem. But we'll see if that becomes more of a problem as the tournament goes on. Because I do think it's a problem. But we shall see. We're getting very close to kickoff anyway. So get involved if you are ready for this game. Which I am. Are you ready? Are you ready? Brazil will win. You don't get lucky twice, says Arsenic Gunner in case. Brazil will win. You don't get lucky twice. I like that. Why do you always want the bigger side to lose, says T-Dogman. Because I've seen the World Cup always gets won by somebody who's won it before. In my whole lifetime, it's always been won by somebody who's won it before. And apart from France in +98, and I want to see, and they were hosts anyway. So I want to see somebody who's not won it before, and I want to see football become more of a level playing field. And I think we are starting to see that. So I think this World Cup can be a real turning point. It really can. We've seen it in the Euros. It's happened in the Euros. Greece won the Euros. But I want to see it in the World Cup, the biggest international football tournament in the world. I would love to see it get won by somebody who's never won it before. That would be the dream. And the only way that happens is if the big teams who've won it before get kicked out. And my prediction is that Brazil are going to win. I think I went 2-1 to Brazil. So my prediction is that Brazil are going to win. Kunal says, do you think we'll see Fred today? I don't know. I'd like to see him. I think a lot of United fans would like to see him, especially after today's events with Fellaini. But this will probably be Brazil's toughest game so far. I know Switzerland beat Serbia, but that was a very equal game. And I think Serbia, if they'd got the refereeing decision on Mitrovic, probably would have won that game. So this could be the toughest game for Brazil. And it'll be interesting whether Serbia's organisation and power can deal with Brazil's flair and skill. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. Abel makes a good tactical point. He says, what I've noticed is a lot of teams are playing the wings. No one is attacking the centres, which is quite odd, actually. It's quite odd in the modern game because most teams go down the middle. Anyway, Neymar's running at the back four here, and he might get a shot off. Oh, good chance, hit his own man. And then an offside. I think it must have been going wide from Coutinho. He hit it, and I think it hit Willian. No, it's Gabriel Jesus who's offside anyway, but I think it was going to go wide. Go on, Neymar, says Mad Marcus in the house. George Kyle, looks like Spain, my pick at the start of the tournament. We'll have an easy route to the final. I think I said at the start, George, that the best team looks to be Spain. Then they're misfiring a little bit at the moment, but they're the team that needs to be knocked out. If people are talking about winning tournaments, Spain are the ones to knock out. Because if they grow into this tournament, they're going to be very hard to beat. Ryan's in the house. Hello, Ryan Griffiths. Savic is better than Fellaini, says Anthony Marcy. I'm better than Fellaini. Come on, let's be honest. Although Mad Marcus will be very happy. He loves Fellaini. Got to be careful with this referee, Serbia, straight away. He's already given a couple of soft fouls. But Jesus, good save, one-on-one. What? What did Neymar just do then? Jesus one-on-one, keeper saves it, drops to Coutinho, who shoots across the goal, and Neymar passes it wide. Gabriel Jesus is a million miles offside as well. That is shocking by the linesman. Terrible, Ryan. That is awful by the linesman. That is an absolute joke, isn't it? I worry for Serbia in this game. The referee's given a couple of soft fouls, and the linesman's already giving people onside when they're like a year off. Big boss Fredo GIP says Brazil have woken up. Damn it. Yeah, Brazil have started off quite well in this first 5 minutes. But Brazil have started off most of their games well in the first 5 minutes, and then if they don't get the goal, they sort of they plunge a bit. Mad Marcus says, "Oh, Marouane Fellaini, we love you." I knew he'd be happy. Mate, I dare you to come on the Skype show at 9 o'clock on the United Stand and back him. I bet you daren't do that. Serbia will be dangerous in set pieces. Korolov free kicks to Salim Hussein. And the refs have been shocking, says Electric Mars. Oh, Fellaini will play tomorrow, Anthony Muller, definitely, because Belgium are going to play some of their reserves, aren't they? Serbia on the attack here, but I think Brazil will get rid. Good tackle there by Matic. Serbia might be able to spring an attack here as they switch it wide to Tadic. Nice little slip in. If you can chip it up to the back post, that's a waste of a cross when you've got players like that on the back post. But that's where Serbia might be able to cause a few problems for Brazil. I don't even think that's a foul there. Mitrovic, what can he do? Remember, subscribe if you're new, or please share the video. We can hit 40,000 subscribers tonight, which would be fantastic for the community. We're doing every game as a World Cup watch along. So if you are enjoying the World Cup, and what a day it's been already, Germany out, then get involved. We've had some good ones. Fejan says VAR is the hero today. I wish I could call in later. Can't, unfortunately, but been dying to vent all day. Mad Marcus, you are truly mad, says Jay Coulthurst. I'm sure there'll be a few people venting on the Skype show tonight on the United Stand. Wira says, Mark, you predicted 2-1 to Brazil. How do you visualise it happening? Well, I visualise Brazil will score 2 goals and Serbia will score 1. I don't know, mate. I don't know. That's just my predicted score. I don't know what's going on here. Marcelo's... don't know what's going on there. Slowing the game down a little bit anyway. Still 0-0 in the Switzerland game. And I think Marcelo might have had a bang of heads and he's just feeling a little bit dazed. Oh, he's coming off. Luis is coming on. Who needs Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar when you've got Fellaini, says Mad Marcus. It cost you £2 to say that, mate. Otherwise, I would never have read it. He looks injured. He's looking dizzy, says Paul Diffie. Well, Luis is ready to come on for Brazil. Brazil. Philip Luis. David Luiz doesn't get in the Brazil team anymore, does he? Can't get in the Chelsea team. Yeah, he's coming off. That's a shame, and it makes them weaker. It makes them weaker. If Tadic can get at him, Philip Luis, then it does make them weaker. And no, Alexandre didn't get picked, which is, you know, I think Alexandre is a good player, but it does surprise me that, to be honest, it surprises me that, I mean, I don't like to say this because he's a Liverpool player now, but it surprises me that Fabinho, sorry, is not part of it. Massive blow for Brazil, says Cunell. Well, it could be a massive blow in the context of the tournament. He's the best left back in the world as far as I'm concerned. Marvin Millen says, I don't know why Timo Werner's getting so much stick today when everyone was bad. Well, he was many people's prediction to be Golden Boot winner, but you know what my thoughts on Timo Werner are? I think he's a young lad who's not at the peak of his powers yet. He's still got development, and I think to be leading the line for Germany was too big for him. It'd be a bit like asking Marcus Rashford to do it, and you know, I'm sure there's brilliant bits in Rashford, but is he ready for that yet at such a young age? And I just don't think. I think Germany, I know he played so many World Cups, Miroslav Klose, and even Podolski, but they missed that sort of class, that out-and-out striker. And Timo Werner was just too easy to play against. Unless there was going to be a ball over the top for him to use his pace, which you're never going to get for Germany because teams will play deep, it just didn't work for him. But this game's quite good. We've only had 10 minutes so far, and it's very equal. And I wonder if the nerves of Brazil will start at some point. But I agree with Arsenic Gunner in case Werner is very raw. I'd take him at my club. Yeah. He's a great talent, but I just don't feel he was ready. Muller was awful, Keith K. I think he's on the decline. Germany are just a team on the decline, let's be honest. And it must be very disappointing to go out when you are champions, of course, but there we go. Please do share the video. There's a share button underneath, and we are getting closer and closer. I'm going to keep my eye on it. We're getting closer and closer to that number underneath the live comments, going up to 40,000, which would be great to do. And hopefully we'll get a memorable game to pass it as well. And I'm pleased with the start for this at the moment. I think Serbia are fighting with Brazil, and it really is. It's sort of flair against power, isn't it? And I'm all for that. I'm all for it. I certainly think that Milinkovic-Savic, we're seeing a better performance from him because he's playing deeper. Kenneth, the elderflower gin was lovely. It may make another appearance in the second half. Anvesh says, can you talk us through the round of 16 situation in general, mate? I will do. I'll have a look at that in a bit. It's parked for the moment, but I will do. I looked at it earlier on, and basically if England finish second in their group and then win their last 16 game, they can play the winner of Switzerland or Sweden potentially in the quarter-final, which you then think semi-final. I mean, if England get to a semi-final, I feel like we've won the World Cup. I'll be ecstatic if England get to the semi-final. Of course, I want them to win the semi-final, but come on, if England get to a World Cup semi-final, that's only happened once in my life, and I ain't getting any younger, so it's really exciting, this World Cup. It really is. But it's a marathon. It is a marathon, and nobody's really playing that well through it at the moment. Oh, that was a good shot. And corner ball. It was Lacic who hit it. No, Kostic who hit it. Oh, I quite like Kostic. It hit Thiago Silva and then went wide for a corner. And this is where Serbia can cause a problem. The big men come up. Milenkovic is about 6'3", the defender. Milinkovic-Savic is about 6'3" as well. Mitrovic is good in the air. Here comes the corner from Kolarov, who's got a good delivery. Win the second balls. Oh, Brazil will get that clear. No, they don't. I don't know what they were doing there. Poor defending. And Brazil are pushing Serbia back to the halfway line now. It's a bit of a shame. Paul Duffy says, I think if England play to their strengths, they can win it. I think it's too soon to start saying that. But I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow night because that's their first game against somebody decent. Even if it's Belgium's reserves. Have you seen Belgium's reserves? It's bloody brilliant. You've got Tillemans and people like that in it. So Belgium reserves will give England a good game. George Kyle says England will try and bottle the final game on purpose. I don't blame them. That's what winners do. Mitrovic has just gone down in the box there. Nothing giving from the ref. Let's see if there's going to be any VAR. Doesn't look like it. Brazil on the attack. Crap cross by Willian. Goal kick. No, I don't think it was a penalty on Mitrovic. It's the follow through of a clearance kick. Cracks him in the nuts. It would have hurt though. Great balls of fire. I'll tell you what, Serbia play through the middle a lot. Ricardo says, have you heard about the guy who got two England 2018 World Cup winners tattooed on his chest after the Panama game? Look, mate, it doesn't surprise me. It really does take all sorts, doesn't it? Just had a message from my mum saying, whoop whoop, Germany out. She doesn't like the Germans. For silly reasons, really. I suppose it's an age thing. Whoop whoop. Marcel is way better than Willian, says Anthony Martial. You would say that, but no, I do agree with you. Marcelo's gone off. PJ7 highlights, I think you're talking about him. He got injured, yep. So Lewis has come on. I think he played for Chelsea, didn't he? Didn't Mourinho sign him and sod him off? One White says England v Portugal. That could be the final. I think when I predicted it before the tournament, I had Portugal going quite far into it. So it'd be interesting to see if that happens. Kenneth says, where's everybody watching from? Yeah, let us know in the live comments where you're watching from. People are always interested in that. Remember to subscribe if you're new. We're getting close to 40,000 subscribers. Doesn't matter who you support or where you're from. Everybody's welcome on That's Football. We're doing a World Cup watch along for every World Cup game. It's been an absolutely cracking tournament so far. And I thought Milinkovic-Savic was going to get a yellow card then, which would have been his second yellow card of the tournament, which if they got through, he would have been suspended. He probably should have had it, but he lives to fight another day there. We got people watching in Mumbai, Sheffield, Ireland, India, Sheffield, Jamaica, Manchester. Smoky Manchester says it's me, Mike. I hope those fires have been sorted out, actually. London for Samuel. Florida. Barbados. London, India, Florida. Salford, South Africa, Altrincham. Sweden. I bet you're happy, Hannibal. What a result by Sweden. I like Sweden anyway, so I'm pleased for you. I wanted Mexico to do well, but the two teams I wanted to go through went through. Russia, Mars, Croatia, Ethiopia, Deutschland, Bremen. Oh, I bet you're gutted, Emmanuel Geshin. What are you thinking? Let us know in the live comments. What do you think? What do you think? How are you feeling? Lowe must be sacked, surely. Brisbane, Australia for John. Calcutta for Gunjan. Bradford for Joshua. Jamaica for Deathstroke. Mississippi for Raven. And Venezuela, Forza Juve, says PJ7 Highlights. Juve look like they're going to do some good business this summer, Juventus. They've already signed somebody, haven't they? Is it Cancelo or something like that? Newtown lands in Northern Ireland, says Mark Cahy. Oldham for Salim. Cyprus for Chris. Colchester for Edmund. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, says Ricky. Drogheda, says Jack Brown. Malaysia, Ashvin. Maldives, Rishi. Belfast, NCP, Mad Herd. Chris is in Cyprus. Fellaini's third leg is in Gothenburg, Sweden. I bet there's a party there tonight. Who do you want? Who do you want, Sweden? Who do Sweden want? In the do you want Brazil? Do you want Serbia? Do you want Switzerland? Who do you want? I think if I was Sweden, I'd probably want Switzerland because you'll beat them. If you play like you did today, exciting, attacking, but strong at the back, I wasn't impressed with Sweden against Germany because they parked the bus. When they actually went for somebody today, I thought they played really well. They certainly sat Zlatan down, didn't they? Anyway, Serbia are on the attack here. It's a tight game at the moment, and corner ball. And these are the opportunities that they need to see. What I said about Brazil though. First 5 minutes, they come out their blocks so well. So fast, and then if they haven't got a goal after about 10 minutes they drop off. They'll come out the same in the second half as well. They're really explosive in the first 5 minutes and then they drop off. Anyway, can Serbia use the corners to their advantage? That's better. Punched away by Alisson. Can they put another cross into the box here? Tadic, nice little ball. Dink it up, Matic. Put it up. It's well cleared. That's where Serbia have got to use the advantage. They've got the height advantage. If they can just get some decent quality into the box, they've got the height and they've got the power. Whereas Brazil have got the flair and the trickery. What will win? Chris, you're right. Football unites everybody. It's great having so many people watching from all over the world. And you're all very, very welcome. AC Milan banned from Europe for 2 seasons. Yes, Paul Gibson. DS, yes, Fellaini is signing a new contract. 25 degrees in Ireland, says Sophie. It's cracking weather. It's been bloody lovely weather in the UK this week, and I think it's going to continue to be like that as well. A little bit too hot at times, but no, it can't be too hot. It's lovely. It's lovely. I can see Serbia getting a goal in this, you know. Anvesh actually asked the relevant question. Who do you think's playing best in this game at the moment? I'd say it's still a bit nip and tuck, but I'd say Serbia are starting to get a little bit of a foothold. Jay says, what was the first tournament you really got into? Mine was Euro 96, and I can finally laugh at the Germans. 1990 was the first one I really got into. I'd say 94 was the first one where I started like watching all games. You know, I'm staying up to watch Colombia at 11:30 and that, but because it was in America, and I think the kickoff times were 9. There was definitely one game that used to kick off at a ridiculous time. I think it might have been 1:30 in the morning or 11:30 at night. But that was the first. Yeah, 94 was the first one where I was like this, watching all the games. 1990 was the first one I really remember. Pankaj says it's 40 degrees in Japan, where I live. I don't know what the temperature is in the game, but it's hot in Russia as well, isn't it? Is it Wanda we're in? The stadium. Kirst 187, it's on ITV. It's 0-0 in Switzerland, Costa Rica as well. If it stayed like this, 0-0, 0-0, or 1-1 or whatever, Brazil top the group and Switzerland don't. Oh, nearly a chance there, Neymar. I don't know whether the keeper gets his hand on that. He must do. Watch it back. Neymar to Jesus. It falls to Neymar. Yeah, shot away. Keeper palms it away. Good save by the keeper. Neymar is up for it, says SB. Tony says it looks like Brazil are okay with a draw. How does the group stand at the moment, says Chaz. If it stays as it is, then you've got Brazil going through as top and Switzerland going through in second. Brazil would be stupid to play for a draw. It's not a good position to be in, Brazil's actually, because you're top of the group before the game, and you know a draw's enough, whereas Serbia know I've got to win. Might be another injury here to Jesus, who I think he'll be alright. Joseph Robson raises a good question. Who's been your player of the tournament so far? Good question. I'm going to have a think, so you lot can as well. Best player of the tournament so far? I think that Swedish centre-back's done well. What's his name? Grongfist. I think he's done well. I think if Mexico had won today, then maybe. I think you've got to throw in people like Lukaku and Harry Kane, but there we go. It's probably a little bit unfair to throw them in because they've been playing pub teams. I'm trying to think of players that have played tough games and done well. I still think that Ronaldo hat-trick was pretty darn good, wasn't it? Andrew Rossi says Lukaku and Ronaldo. Modric, few people saying him, yeah, definitely. Few people saying Harry Kane as well. Joey Deep says Lingard. Modric. My match of the tournament, Envish is very easy. It's still Spain-Portugal because it was just an amazing game on a Friday night when I was drinking beer. So it was brilliant. 6-goal thriller. It was absolutely superb, and the goals were great as well. I don't think if we get a game better than that in this tournament, then I'll be very, very happy. I think the majority of people are going with Modric, which I think is actually fair, absolutely fair. Astonishing Abrajat says Modric 100% in my opinion. Hannibal says Modric. Dipanshu says Modric. EC7 Video says Modric. A lot of people are saying Modric, and a few people are saying Isco actually, but Modric is definitely the name. And Maradona says Mark Young, who has been brilliant entertainment-wise. So half an hour into this game, and it's very nip and tuck. I do think that if Brazil get a goal, it will probably... Can you see Serbia getting two? I think Serbia's problem in this tournament is that they haven't scored enough goals. I did say Grangfist, Elias. He's done very well. Another foul here. Cherchev, yeah, he's done well. Granqvist will play in the Swedish second division after this tournament, which serves my point about the World Cup. It's a brilliant festival bubble, isn't it? It really is. Onside here for Jesus again. And a block. I'd be interested to see if it was offside here again. Because if it is offside again, this linesman needs sacking. No, he's not. He's onside that time, to be fair. And good defending. Could have been 1-0 there. He sent the boy home. Metro, I was thinking that. I thought Coutinho was going to pull the trigger there. And that's that. Savage has been invisible, says Darth Vader. What do you want him to do? I don't think people understand what Milinkovic-Savic is all about. He's playing as a midfielder next to Matic in this game. He's not going to get the ball, run past 3 players and put it in the top corner. He's been asked to do a certain job today, which is basically the right side of Matic. So I'd play Firmino. What are you looking over Jesus? Yeah, I would. I don't think the Brazil team has got the right balance. I don't think the midfield 3 is balanced. Casemiro, Coutinho and Paulinho. I would try a Fred in there because he offers you something different. And I don't think the front 3 is balanced. Willian, Jesus and Neymar. I think Firmino would give some focal point to hold the ball up. Lindelof's done well, Lionel, yeah. I mean, you know what? United players in this tournament have done very well. Do you know why it is? Because they've either not played many games, or if they have played many games, they're dead lazy because they're not allowed to press. So they've just got so much energy. But yeah, this Brazil team, if it comes up against a good team, it will get beat. It won't be Germany battering them this tournament because they're out. But I think the same thing will happen to Brazil as happened in 2014. Because they've not got the balance. I'd like to see Fred the Red on my car as well, just to see what he's like. Switzerland have scored. So Switzerland are top of the group at the moment. 1-0. Desmaili scored. Switzerland doing what we thought they would do. So that puts them top. Which I don't think Brazil are too fussed about. Neymar's just gone down, he's alright. So Switzerland goal is just about to be shown here. Bang. He ain't going to miss it from there. Headed down to him on the edge of the 6-yard box. And he smashes it home. Yellow card for Lacic. I tell you what, a Serbia goal would certainly open this group wide up. Wide open, sorry. The Ginge player says, Mark, did you know that Nainggolan has moved to Inter Milan for 21 million? Also, I love your live streams. Cheers, pal. Yeah, we've mentioned it a few times. I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago, wasn't it? Here we go. Mitrovic overhead kick into the stadium, but actually if we'd let it go, Milinkovic-Savic was waiting behind him. Wira, I wouldn't prefer Shaqiri over Willian, no. I mean, if I was picking between those two, I would actually go for Willian. He's more mobile. And he's more consistent. And he's not particularly consistent. Terrible kick out by the goalkeeper there. Neymar. Edge of the box. He's been quite good today, Neymar. Oh, bloody hell, Serbia letting it bounce in their box there. They're a little bit messing around at the back there. Ed Woodward says, come on Serbia, knock Brazil out. And Tyrone says, Mitrovic is an average striker with a great work ethic. Bang on, Tyrone. That's the problem with Serbia, is that I think their team's good, but their number 9's not good enough. And I think Croatia are a bit similar, although Mandzukic is better than Mitrovic. But if you could put a Lukaku or a Harry Kane in the Serbia team or the Croatia team, especially the Croatia team, I think they'd be virtually unstoppable. It's Croatia's only real weakness is a lack of pace in the number 9 straight position, and the same for Serbia. Here we go. It's Paulinho. And he's given it, and it's 1-0 Brazil. A ball over the top. You felt that there was a goal coming, and Serbia have made a bloody mistake here. Poor ball, poor goal to concede, that is. And Paulinho, who I don't really rate, has got a goal here. It's just a ball over the top, and they've been catching the Serbian. It's just a good run from Paulinho, and he's well onside. Runs through the 2 centre-backs. Keeper comes running out. Pops it over the top of him. 1-0 Brazil. Crucial goal. Change the score. Paulinho the GOAT, says Sai11. Terrible defending, says Durrani. Tadic has gone to Ajax, Andrew Kidd, you're right. But it's poor defending. Someone's got to track the run, and then the 2 centre-backs have got to close the run off. It's not good enough. And I think the keeper could have done a bit better as well. So a hat-trick of errors from Serbia, and be hard for them now. They're going to have to come out because a draw's not good enough. But they started off quite well, and they've been in this game. But too many times they've been caught out by the long ball. And obviously Brazil have highlighted that's the way to get at them and hurt them. They've got to start putting some crosses into the box, Serbia. But it plays into their hands now, Brazil, because they can sit back and soak up a bit of pressure. Hits them on the break. EC7 video says that Lukaku has been ruled out versus England. SB says Savic doesn't get enough touches. I mean, he's overworked in the midfield with Matic at the moment. Chris, it wasn't Savic or Matic's runner to track. I think it was Kolarov who was meant to pick him up. Andrew Kidd, at the moment, this group has Brazil at top because they're winning the same as Switzerland are winning. They also have the better goal difference. So they have a goal difference of 3 to Switzerland's 2. So if Switzerland were to go 2-0 up, they would top the group. What that means for the actual knockout stage becomes quite interesting because if you finish top, you play Mexico. And if you finish second, you play Sweden. But I think finishing top of this group isn't necessarily a good thing because you play Mexico and then you're probably playing England or Belgium in the quarterfinals, and then you're probably playing France or Portugal in the semi-final. So the other side of the group potentially looks better. Corner to Serbia. The Ginge player, Mark, would you rather England win the World Cup or Neymar to stop diving? I think I'll take him winning the World Cup, but it'd be nice if he did stop diving, yeah, certainly. Corner to Serbia here. We're about 6 minutes away from half time. Be nice to get a goal from Serbia just to you know, keep it a little bit interesting. St. Columbo says Savic got forward there. Good, well done to Serbia. Allison punches. What's that? Over the bar from Tadic. Good ball by Coutinho for the goal. And it's actually Kostic who loses his runner. Paulinho. It's just a hat-trick of errors by Serbia. Yeah, please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we're getting perilously close to 40,000 subscribers. We're 34 short. So subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're doing a watch-along for every single World Cup game. Tomorrow, England-Belgium tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Really looking forward to that. But also, don't miss the 3 o'clock games. That group is wide open. The only team that's gone home in that is Poland. But Senegal, Japan and Colombia all have a great chance of going through, and that group is where England will find their opponents as well. I can't predict how that's going to go because Senegal have got 4 points, Japan have got 4 points, Colombia have got 3 points. So Colombia need to beat Senegal and they will go through. But Japan, if they win, they'll top the group. So very interesting. And what we will know tomorrow night when England are playing Belgium is who's playing who. Best World Cup so far. This has been a good World Cup, but the World Cup's in like 2 stages for me. You got the group stage, which can be quite good, and this has been a great group stage. But then if the knockout phase doesn't match the group stage, it doesn't become one of the best World Cups, does it? Neymar's on the floor again. Neymar is a cheat, says Jake Bullman. I don't like Neymar. Ronaldo and Messi don't act like that, do they? So why does Neymar? He's in their shadow already, and then he adds this unlikable element to his game as well. Well, it sets it up for an interesting second half anyway. Matic. Oh, poor ball. Vel Southwood loves Neymar. Good tackle there by Milinkovic-Savic. He's done well. Oh, held on to that a little bit long. MGMC, Manchester United have not sold down Darmian. You've been deleted. Do it again. You disappear. There's Matic. Serbia do have a real problem scoring goals though, don't they? I mean, you think about it. They only beat Costa Rica because of a Kolarof's free kick. They really do struggle to score goals. Mikey O, you know what? I do agree with you. I can't wait to do the show at 9 o'clock on the United stand. It's sort of made me just have a sad feeling all day, this Fellaini news. And, you know, I do enjoy the World Cup. And if you're not a United fan, you won't understand it. But we've had the news that Marouane Fellaini is staying today. And it's deflated so many people. We're just so fed up about it. Unless you're Mad Marcus, who's just having a party in his pants. I don't think that went out. Giovanni says Neymar likes to provoke the opposition. So it looks like Brazil are going to get ahead. Well, they are ahead. They're going to get to half-time. Koya would love to see Fred come on. Anvesh says, do you think VAR has got a future? Oh, I think VAR is here to stay. I just don't think it's a good thing at the moment. Curl on that and dip from Neymar. It was coming back just a little bit high. Google says England would have to be idiots not to want to finish second. Well, basically, if England finish top of their group, it looks like they're going to be in the same side of the group of the draw as Brazil, as France, as Portugal. Whereas if you go to the other side, yeah, there's going to be some good teams in there, but Spain on form. Paulinho with a driving run there, ends up in the keeper's arm from the cross. He has played quite well today. Mike R says Neymar is class, but you just can't like the guy. Andrew Rossi says I don't care how good he is, I'll never like him. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I wouldn't want him at United, you know. I wouldn't want him at United because he's missed a Neymar, not the club he's playing for, and it'd be a bloody embarrassment, wouldn't he? Anyway, half time, and it is 1-0 to Brazil. Goal from Paulinho. Poor defence from Serbia, to be honest with you, and Paulinho running from deep, getting on the end of a through ball from Coutinho, flipping it over the goalkeeper, and 1-0 to Brazil. So that's where we are at half time. Switzerland lead 1-0 as well. So it's as you were at the moment, with Brazil top and Switzerland in second place. Which would mean Brazil play Mexico and Switzerland play Sweden. But that can all change, because if Switzerland get another goal, they would be top. And we'd see Switzerland, Mexico and Sweden, Brazil. And Sweden would park the bus against Brazil like they did against Germany. Manan says that the fullbacks on general have been bad at the World Cup. And Savic is worth £50 million max, says Darth Vader. Yeah, because you're judging him on the World Cup, mate. How many times have I told you? Don't judge players on the World Cup. You just make a fool of yourself. You can't judge. As somebody said, one of the best players of the tournament so far is Sweden's centre-back, who's going to be playing second league football in Sweden next season. It's like, don't judge somebody on the World Cup. You can't do that. You've got to judge them over a season in the team that they play for. And he's been top class for Lazio. Would you take Pep at United if he won as the Teppel? I would take Pep at United at the moment, Mohamed. I'm not happy with Jose at the moment. I'm not Jose out, but I'm not happy with him at all. Marcus Rojo has as many goals as Messi, says Andrew Rossi. Thank you for that. And diving is annoying, but his personality portrayed on Instagram and what he stands for appeals to me, says Timo. I don't know what he stands for. I know he likes his sister. Trippier has been the best fullback, says Miles. I agree. I think Trippier has been absolutely fantastic in this tournament. He really has. Club football is where their elite rise to the top. I'll tell you what, I'm going to ignore every Milinkovic-Savic comment for now. Not because it's not a fan channel and not because everybody's opinion counts, but because you're repeating the same nonsense that's been spoken about in the previous game, and you're basically judging him on a World Cup game again, which means you've never watched him play for Lazio. So I'm not going to discuss Milinkovic-Savic anymore because, yeah, he's not had a bad half actually. I just think you're trying to justify in your head that United are right not to sell him and the right to keep for Fellaini. So you keep Fellaini. I'd rather have Milinkovic-Savic. That's all I'm going to say. And you clearly don't watch him for Lazio. There's been over 90 goals in this World Cup, says Andrew Kidd. What have people... okay. Pep was a pro... I don't want to talk about Manchester United, right? Because the United stands for Manchester United and we're live at 9 o'clock and there'll be people on here who are just tuning in for Serbia versus Brazil. So I don't want to talk about Manchester United at the moment. It's been bad enough day as it is. I'll park that for 9 o'clock. Google says, I'm calling it now. Belgium versus England, 0-0, and a battle of who gets the most yellow cards to go second. You know, if it goes like that, it'll be a... I personally think Gareth Southgate is way too moral to do that. Google. I think Gareth Southgate will just be like, I don't really care who we get. I just want to win a game of football. And it's like, actually, you should care who we get. It's very important who we get. So you should care who we get. And I hope that he does play a tactical game that allows us to get second place. But that could change. It can change. It can change. Talisca is miles ahead of Milinkovic-Savic on every level. Yeah, he is, Samba. You're right. Yeah, you really are right. Is that the same Talisca who's gone to play in China? Who was doing it in the Turkish league? Yeah, he's brilliant. He's absolutely superb. He's not in the Brazilian squad either, is he? Nigel Reed, I never thought I'd hear it from myself either, but, you know, if England and Brazil win their groups, they likely play each other in the quarterfinals, so better for us if Brazil comes second, then we can play for the win without confusing issues. We need Switzerland to score 2 goals more than Brazil, which I think they might do, Lynn. They might do that. At the moment, their goal difference is the same. What would Switzerland and Brazil do in a head-to-head, though, because they drew... Have Brazil scored more goals? I don't know. It gets confusing. It confuses me. What happens if Brazil and Switzerland have the same goal difference? Switzerland score second goal and Serbia to give up and let Brazil score 4 past them. Fingers crossed, says Wira. And Scott says Mark seems very moody. Mate, you know, we're all human beings and I can't hide from the fact that I'm absolutely gutted by what my club's done today or is going to do over the next couple of days. I've already done a video on it. I'm taking calls on the United stand after this about it. I'm just gutted, absolutely gutted, because when you can look at your football club and know that it's fucked for another year, it's really depressing, isn't it, when it's not even started the season yet. I mean, as a United fan... In December, we knew we were out of the title race, so that was a waste of 4 months. Then we got embarrassed in the Champions League. Now we're embarrassing ourselves before the ball's even been kicked. I just, you know... And this has been going on for 5 years as well, so I'm sorry if I come across a little bit moody, but it's totally to do with Manchester United. It's nothing to do with you lot. And it's been a good day in the World Cup. It's been a really good day in the World Cup. So I hope we can get something in the second half, because this is going a little bit run-of-the-mill at the moment. Brazil have got the goal because of a mistake by Serbia. Serbia need to win to stay in this tournament. I'm from Slovakia. Slovakia is the best country in the world, says Kemil. There you go. Lukaku will miss tomorrow's game against England, says Andrew Kidd. That's a bit of a shame for Lukaku, though, because he's going for the golden boot, isn't he? So it is a bit of a shame for him. But Harry Kane, I'm sure, would have claimed any goal from Lukaku anyway. So tomorrow at 3 o'clock, just let people know that we did it today with Xander. So Xander is live covering one game, but I'm Skyping in covering the other game. So you'll get audio of me at 3 o'clock tomorrow. That group's going to be very interesting. I want Colombia to get through, but they're going to have to beat Senegal to do it. So massive game that is, Colombia-Senegal. And the Japan game against Poland is interesting because if Japan win, they will top the group. So why would Fellaini wait so long if he was going to stay? Could have signed an extension weeks ago, says Andrew Rossi. Very quickly on the Fellaini thing, because I know people are waking up to this and everything like that. But what's happened with Fellaini is he was going to leave on Sunday. That's why he was waiting until Sunday. That's why yesterday he said, I'm going to wait till Sunday. Basically, United in the intervening 24 hours have gone back to him with the contract that he wants, and that's why he's going to stay. He won't wait till Sunday to announce it now. He'll probably do it, I think, either tomorrow night after the match or Friday, because there's no reason to wait till Sunday now. So it will happen. If it didn't happen, it would be one of the biggest shocks ever, because so many people who you know are credible are now saying it's going to happen. I think Brazil have got a good chance of scoring more than 2 goals in this game. The next goal is going to be massively important. Brazil will just try and soak up the pressure and hurt Serbia on the break. Serbia have got to get beyond. Oh, we've hit 40,000 subscribers apparently as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So thanks everybody for that. Remember to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We are doing a World Cup watch along for every single game, so get involved. And keep spreading the word. Snap. Jack Brown says DMs don't seem to be open on Twitter. Okay, they should be. Wet lettuce. I don't need a weatherman to tell me when it's pissing down, thank you. Been doing the United stand for 4 years now. You pretty much know when something's happening. If we waited for official hold the shirts up, we would... we'd hardly do any videos because, with United, they're like a sieve. Information leaks out of United like a sieve. Sumajit Guha Majumda says, World Cup is a great festival. Club football equals best quality. Nail on the head there. Spot on. You're right. I think this World Cup's been a fantastic festival of football to watch. But the quality is in club football, definitely. And Mini Diver raises a good point. I mean, you'd have to be an absolute... You'd have to live in a cave not to know that Manchester United fans are in fury about this Fellaini thing. And just total and utter ignorance, isn't it? Anyway, that's 9 o'clock on the United stand. I'll put the link in the video description for everybody to join me on there after this. But we got a second half here going on. And Serbia are going home unless they produce something in this second half. Willian has been terribly average in this World Cup, Marek. But I would... be careful about having judging Willian on his World Cup games, because I saw Willian at Old Trafford this season against United in the first half, and he was absolutely brilliant. So I just don't think the balance is there with the Brazil front three. I think Firmino would give them more than Jesus does, and more physicality as well. Peter Borthroyd says, what do you think of Germany? Good question. I mean, we're all laughing about it, but in serious note, we are That's Football. Everybody's welcome here. What are your thoughts about Germany? My thoughts are that, I said this to Xander, anybody can have a bad game. So Germany, Mexico, anyone can have a bad game, especially the first game. The problem for Germany is they had 3 bad games, and what becomes a blip became a consistent issue. They are not a good team, Germany, and they couldn't raise it. You know, even Argentina, who I think are in a similar situation, they managed to raise it in the last game, but Germany just could not raise it. They were consistently bad, and they deserved to go home. I was very surprised. I don't expect that of Germany. I think any other team can turn up in a World Cup like France have done. I think in 2002, Spain 2014. Anybody can turn up in a World Cup and do badly, whether they're champions or not. But you don't normally see that with Germany. I think 2002 Germany was the worst German team that had ever been to a World Cup, but they still made it to the final. So it's surprising with Germany, but when you look at it, they've got a bad mix. They've got a lot of players sort of coming towards the end. They've got a lot of players at the start, and it just didn't fuse together very well at all. And there you go. Thanks, Anvish. They don't play as a team, says Pankaj. CR7 Ronaldo says, I don't think Fred will play today. No, probably not. Ben Francis, how did Germany do in the qualifying? I think they did okay. Ed Woodward says Germany won't sack Joachim Low. He's the only reason they're a good football team. And Argentina were lucky. Nigeria and Iceland are so poor, says Veli. That may be true. We'll see how good Argentina are when they play France. It's a shame that our season is finished before even starting, Mark, says Chris. Join me at 9 o'clock on the United stand. Zane Scopes late. How's the game been? It's been quite an equal game, Zane. Brazil seemed to be just hitting the ball over the top of Serbia's defence, and Serbia weren't tracking the runs, and they didn't track the run, and Paulinho got through and lobbed it over the goalie, and that's why it's 1-0, Jack. Serbia to me are a good team, but they're just so they don't score enough goals. They don't score enough goals. Andrew Kidd, Lewis is not starting ahead of Marcelo. Marcelo went off injured. And Louise says that Serbia look ready to battle for the win. They've got to go for it in the second half, and I think that's why it should make for an interesting second half, because they're going to have to go for it, aren't they? And otherwise, you're going home with Germany. So they're all coming out for the second half now. Let me get the timer up and running for you. So Serbia to kick it off. Can they produce something in this second half? Or is it going to be the end of the road for a team that some people predicted would get out of this group? Switzerland have defied the odds. Go. So we're up and running. I just need to turn the timer on for you lot as well. So yeah, 30 seconds in, no changes, and Hugo says I'm living in Belgium and it's in the papers over here that Fellaini is signed till 2020. Think it's a done deal. Yeah, Hugo, we woke up to that horrible news this morning. Andrew Kidd says, yeah, Serbia have got more of a defending team than an attacking team, which is very true. Another foul. Brazil do like to take a tumble a bit. Yeah, Oliver Hall makes an interesting point. I'm quite surprised that Miranda is captain of Brazil. Oh, he's gone down again, Neymar, look. It's so infuriating. Mini Diver says that Quintero is available for 4 million. Quintero plays for Colombia. He's played very well, but again, he's not really done it at Porto. He's been on loan quite a lot. I wouldn't be looking at bringing him. He's the sort of player that Arsenal could take a risk on because they're a, you know, sort of lower level club at the moment. But I don't think he'd be a solution for a United or a Spurs or anyone like that. I think it's somebody who can afford. You know, he's a risk. See, I think Serbia are trying to just do a little bit too much at the moment. Just play the simple ball. It's a yellow card for Matic for a foul on Jesus. I thought he got the ball. That means Matic would miss the next game. No, he didn't get the ball either. Lack of pace there for Matic. He just hasn't got the pace, and Jesus has. Misses the next match, Matic. Which won't matter too much if they're out. Milinkovic-Savic is on a yellow card as well. I think if they'd been in through, they probably wouldn't have played them, but... Darth Vader, I do agree with you on that. Matic is so slow, isn't he? I've said this all along, but you just get criticised. I think pace is really important in the modern game. Final ball from Serbia has been pretty crap today as well. Case in point. It's 1 minute because it's getting a little bit dark in this studio, isn't it? So I'm just going to turn one of the lights on. Cathal says that England are 4 favourites to win this World Cup. I don't pay any attention to any of that. I mean, I'm obviously English. I support England, but my expectations will remain low. Just take it as each game as it comes. That's how I'm going to do it. Danny Smith says, I'd love to see Brazil go out, but I just don't see this happening with Serbia. I don't think Serbia have got at the moment. I don't know. Mitrovic just doesn't provide enough of an outball for Serbia to hurt Brazil's defence. Gary Wells is right. They're struggling to get a foothold in this second half, and you feel that Brazil have probably got a second goal in them more likely than a first goal for Serbia, who are gonna need 2. Armand says, why do you think Neymar's not performing? I think he's just doing a certain job tonight, isn't he? They're defending as a team. They've got the goal. There's no need to go gung-ho. It's been quite a disciplined team performance from Brazil tonight. It's Matic. Too many touches. But there might be an opportunity here. Oh. Final ball again from Serbia. They had a really good opportunity there, and it's the final ball. There's the lack of conviction, and Brazil get away. All he had to do was just play that, you know, maturely. Matic takes way too many touches on the ball as well. St. Colombo. Serbia, final ball, FFS. Exactly. It's been shocking. Tony says that Serbia's playing with a high line. It's not going to be a good thing for them. Well, that's what cost them the goal, really. Here's collar off. You got to put the cross in. It's your only real threat. There's Lacic. Mankovic-Savic have a shot there, blocked out by Brazil. Marcus Gibbs. Matic takes 4 touches to turn around and pass it 4 metres sideways the direction he just came from. I know what you mean. He has had a good season for United, but I don't like his lack of pace, and he does take too many touches, and that is why United are slow at moving the ball from back to front. Come on, Serbia, give us a goal in this game. I mean, a goal won't put them through anyway. It still means Brazil go through, but it would just make it a little bit more interesting. Come on. Serbia just need to move the ball a little bit quicker. I think they've selected their team right today. I think Lacic gives them a little bit more. Ooh! Good cross coming in there. And Miranda whacks it over the bar. It was a good curling cross towards the goal from Lacic. And I think Alisson would have dealt with it, but Miranda made sure he didn't have to and put it over the bar. So corner. They need to get the corners right, Serbia. I think this is where they can cause some threat. But Brazil aren't no mugs at dealing with crosses either. They've got some good players in the air like Silva and Miranda. And here's the break for Brazil. He can put Neymar in here. This should be it. Good save keeper with his feet. Very good break there from Brazil. They get the corner, but that was pace. That could have been game over. Lovely ball by Coutinho. Just a little bit fast for Neymar. If that's in front of him, I think he's through one-on-one and he's not stoppable. But the keeper does a goal. Stops a goal. Costa Rica have scored against Switzerland. 1-1. Doesn't change a lot because Serbia would need to at least draw. Remember, subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're live for every single World Cup game with a watch along. England tomorrow night, and don't watch out for the 3 o'clock games tomorrow. That group's going to be really interesting. Can Colombia get through? They're going to have to beat Senegal. If they don't, they're probably going to go home. Brazil at the moment looking good, but Serbia, you feel at some point, are going to have to go for it. You know what? The Red Devils 22. I agree with you. I was thinking about that with the Serbian goalkeeper as well. He doesn't look like a goalkeeper, does he? Looks like he's just been drafted in from army duty or something. So 1-1 in the Costa Rica Switzerland game, which puts Brazil top of the group outright. Dr. Payne, from what I've seen of Brazil, I think Coutinho is more important to them than Neymar. He delivers more, doesn't he? He's more of a team player. We would see Brazil-Mexico if that. Which I think could be quite an interesting game, Brazil-Mexico, actually. Although Mexico was so bad today, I wonder whether it would be such a good game. Nathan Cooper's back. Brazil on the attack. Willian. Coutinho. Good defending. Keeper's got it. I'm not doing very well on my predictions at all, Kenneth. I've gone really bad actually. I started off quite well, but I've done rubbish lately. And I think, to be honest though, there has been some shocking results which are good, which have been good for the tournament, but not for my predictions. Serbia's starting to go for it a little bit more. They're going to have to. Oh, God. Mitrovic. Keeper palms it to Mitrovic on the 6-yard box, who heads it at the Brazilian defender, and it lands back in the keeper's hands. Golden opportunity. Oh. Good chance. But Mitrovic is hit and miss. Gary Wells, shocking miss. That was a chance. You get that in. Brazil start to worry. Serbia get a goal. Brazil will panic. Because if they lose, they're out. Matic, no way, not a foul. Jesus went down. Ooh. Willian clears, collar off, back flick. Kostic, collar off. Put the cross in. It's a good cross, but someone's got to attack the front post. Serbia aren't putting men in the box. They're not taking a risk. Tadic. Tell you what. It's getting a bit close now. Serbia are going for it. Go, 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 Serbia, says Jovic. St. Colombo, Serbia has stepped it up. Come on. The game needs another goal. I agree with you, Barefoot Bandits. Into the box. Milinkovic. Oh, come on. Good defending by Brazil, though, at the moment. Serbia are pushing it. Tadic. Milinkovic, Savic. Ah, wide. They're pushing it though. Matthew McFadden says, "Get Mitrovic off. He's rubbish." Yeah, the Brazil counter Lamia is going to be the problem in this game, but there you go. So, got a sub coming on here. Fernandinho's coming on. We won't be seeing Fred. Oh, bloody hell, ref. Fernandinho's coming on because they're going defensive, aren't they? I told you, I said this to people though. People who get excited about Fred for Brazil, he probably won't. We might not see him at all. He's in the squad, but he's like right at the end of the squad. He's not considered a first team player or even close. Come on, Serbia, put a cross in. Oh, you've got to put that in first time. Oh, good header. Mitrovic, straight at the keeper. I still think you should score, though. When you get up and win the header, you've got to score it. Yeah, I think from there, that's a crap header. He should score that. Got to score, says Adam Peck. I agree. 1-1 in Switzerland, Costa Rica game. Paulinho comes off, the goal scorer. Fernandinho comes on. Come on, Serbia, says Sander. I want Serbia to score just to make it an interesting end to the game. Kenneth says Serbia's pressing really hard. You can feel a goal coming. Yeah, yes and no, because Brazil could get the counter goal. It's open. Brazil haven't been that good second half, have they? Apart from that Neymar break. I still think there's question marks about Brazil. If Mexico play Brazil and Mexico play like they have done in the first two games, they could give them a good game. If they play like they did against Sweden, then it'll be a comfortable quarter-final for Brazil. Yeah, I think we've got me and Marcus on for the England game tomorrow night, so I'll be getting the beers out and the England top. Here we go. No. Corner for Brazil. Mr. ASG, I agree. Yeah, Brazil have been similar to France, haven't they? Mini Diver says they've yet to impress me in this World Cup. I don't think any of the big teams have impressed, have they? I mean, Belgium and England have impressed against pub teams, but I don't think there's not been a big team performance yet, has there? I'm sure it will. I'm sure we will get one, but we haven't had one yet. Thanks for the nice message, Armand. Brandon, I'm loving my water with my ice cubes. 2-0. 2-0 to Brazil. I don't know how he scored that. Thiago Silva at the front post. I thought he put it into the side netting, but it's shocking defending from Serbia. That is on the front post with the size they've got. That should be the other way round. That should be Serbia scoring that goal, not Brazil. We haven't seen it back yet, but game over, says Andrew Rossi. There's potentially a foul at the front post by on Mitrovic by Miranda, and it opens up the space for Thiago Silva. But I don't think it's a foul. It's a good header by Thiago Silva. Look at Neymar taking the credit like it's all about him. Jordan Thompson says Mitrovic and the keeper are the reason why the Serbia are going out. They desperately lack somebody who can put the ball in the back of the net. Serbia. (2-0 to Brazil), and it's a shame. It's been uniform, hasn't it? Salim says that Serbia need to go all out. They bloody well do. Let me aside, there'll be more goals as Serbia chase this game. Coutinho. Coutinho shoots another corner. Lynn Hall says that Serbia have been toothless up front, which is a shame, and it's true. They have been toothless up front. It is a United Stand calling, Tommy, yes. So we're going to be talking about Fellaini at 9 o'clock on the United Stand. So join in for that. Looking forward to it. So it looks like at the moment we're going to get Brazil-Mexico in the next round. Which I just want to have a quick look at. Milinkovic, oh, I've told you I'm not falling for that because people are just trolling it. So I won't be answering any Milinkovic-Savic comments. So because there's too many people trolling about it who clearly have never watched Lazio play in their life. Group stage, then we will see what group are Brazil in. Brazil, Group E, knockout stage. Group E. Will play on Monday at 3 o'clock. It's looking like we're going to see Brazil-Mexico, which will be a cracker. That'll be a cracker. And then Monday night, we'll probably, if England top the group, so Monday will be a good game. Brazil-Mexico, and then, good day, Brazil-Mexico, and then England on the evening. Potentially playing Colombia or Japan. The problem is, England-Brazil quarter-final again. This is why England second place... You could play Sweden or Switzerland. But then again, in the knockout stage, you might want to play second place. You see, the reality is, if Japan top Group G, then England could play Japan in the last 16, Sweden or Switzerland in the last quarter-final, and then not have to play Spain or potentially Croatia till the semi-final. Whereas if you go the other route, you could play Colombia in the last 16, Brazil in the quarterfinals, France or Portugal in the semi-finals. So it's logical. You've got to finish second in that group. You've got to go for second. It'd be crazy not to. United Stand is live in about half an hour's time at 9 PM. They've struggled, haven't they? They really have struggled. I mean, Mitrovic has been playing up front for Fulham in the Championship, hasn't he? You know, the sort of levels, isn't it? It's all Brazil at the moment. Going for a third. Neymar. Oh, getting in each other's way there, Jesus and Neymar. Showboating from Brazil, says Saint Colombo. Let's just keep ball for Brazil. I mean, Serbia would need 3 goals anyway, wouldn't they? So... Mark Young says, these last 2 days of the World Cup have depressed me. Complete excitement before, but not as much now. Germany went out, mate. I mean, come on. That's probably one of the most exciting elements of this World Cup's entirety. Germany going out was pretty bloody exciting, especially the... maybe you were at work, I don't know, but the South Korea winner just was amazing. And the Mexicans going down on their hands and knees, assuming they were out. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Salman Sada loves Brazil. I've liked Brazil in the past. I would say that this is a very, very far away from being a Brazil team of, you know, the great Brazil teams or even the entertaining Brazil teams. But this is, you know, Brazil, they have to adapt anyway to be able to deal with European teams, and they, you know, so many of their players play in Europe as well. But oh, Matic did well there. Took it down, spun to shoot, put it over the bar. Coutinho coming off. Augusto coming on. So no Fred. I think, yeah. No Firmino today either. There's a good question here from Wira, who says, do you feel Switzerland deserve to go through? They seem lifeless against Costa Rica. If you remember the Switzerland-Serbia game, yeah, Switzerland won it. But actually, at 1-1, there was a definite penalty on Mitrovic, and the referee didn't go to VAR. And I think if that penalty had been given and they'd scored that goal, Serbia would have won that game, and this would have been just a procession for Serbia and Brazil to go through. So, you know, I don't think Switzerland were much better than Serbia. I just think they got the rub of the green in that particular game, and that's put them in the box seat to go through. Kostic coming off for Serbia, and Radonic coming on. Cookie Dough says, how can you call a player world class that plays in Italy? Alright. So if you play in Italy, you're not allowed to be world class. I think there would be plenty of names in the live comments disproving that point. Is Willian in down the right? Over the bar by Neymar. Will he get his goal today, Neymar? Not looking good for the golden boot, is he? To be honest with you, I think the Golden Boot could be pretty much... You could pretty much narrow the Golden Boot down already to Harry Kane, Lukaku, Ronaldo or Douglas Costa. I think that one of those four will win the Golden Boot because I don't think anyone else has got their boots on, to pardon the pun. And the games tend to be tighter in the knockout stage. But Lukaku's not playing tomorrow as well. That's an opportunity if Harry Kane plays. I expect Marcus Rashford to start tomorrow for England. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. I've just had a question there from Ben. You plays. We're telepathic. Yes, I do. I think Rashford will definitely play. I think that's why Rashford didn't come on against Panama. So I think Rashford will play then tomorrow night. A little bit disappointed in this game, to be honest. Brazil have not been tested. I think if Serbia had got a goal in this game at any point before it was 2-0, I think it would have concerned Brazil because they've not been that good. But unfortunately, Brazil just don't have the attacking... Serbia just don't have the quality in that final third with Mitrovic to cause them a problem. I think they can battle with them as a team, but they can't get that goal. And that's been the problem for them. So Mike Bassett says Rashford will definitely start tomorrow, I reckon, as well. Abel says a bit of a boring game. They're not boring games because it's like, you know, but I think it just goes to show, unless you are a Brazil fan, it is a bit of a boring game to watch because there's not really been any excitement. Brazil went 1-0 up, Serbia didn't respond. Brazil went 2-0 up, Serbia can't respond. So it just goes to show, though. I mean, I don't watch Serbia week in, week out. This is the only time I've watched Serbia. But what you do is you look at their squad and you go, you know what, Serbia could do quite well in this tournament. But then you see, oh yeah, they have got some good players, Serbia. But actually, if you haven't got balance through your team, you can have a really good defence, a really good midfield. But if you haven't got a number 9, you're going to struggle, aren't you? And I think that's where Serbia have gone wrong. They've just they haven't got the quality in the final third. As I said before, you know, Costa Rica, it was a collar-off free kick that won them that. A little bit unlucky against Switzerland, but today they've had pretty much the same amount of ball as Brazil, but they're not a threat. And look at the options that Brazil have got in their front three: Willian, Jesus, Neymar, Firmino, Douglas Costa when he's fit. Good save. I think Neymar was through one-on-one and the keeper just made himself big. It would have been a fortuitous drop for Neymar, but you'd have fancied him to score. What a save, says Sal11. So, your World Cup journey is coming to an end, Serbia. I'm afraid. It's going to end very soon. Matic on the edge of the box. Decent cross there. Interesting group at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you join us on That's Football. It's the Colombia group. I hope Colombia get through. They're a bit like Mexico to me. I like them on their day. I think they're a good team. But then again, we've seen Mexico off today. Nearly went out. We saw Colombia against Japan off day. So you don't know what you're going to get tomorrow. And Senegal have got flying the flag for Africa. If Senegal don't get through that group, no African teams have got out the group stage, which is something that will be a real concern to them. Here's Neymar. Too selfish again. He never looks for the pass. He's always looking to do it on his own. That's the problem with Neymar. Matthew McFadden says, watch Neymar cry himself to sleep on the penalty spot once the game is finished. The absolute cretin. I hate him. And Switzerland have scored as well. It won't be enough to put them top of the group, but they have scored anyway. So Switzerland are beating Costa Rica 2-1. But we've now got a penalty for Costa Rica. It doesn't matter anyway because Switzerland can lose and go through. That's all they can. They can lose, so they can. Anyway, I'll tell you what I am looking forward to tonight. Wake me up a little bit. We've got our Fellaini debate on the United stand. We'll be taking your calls and comments throughout the show. Really looking forward to see what people have got to say, because I'm sure they'll have a lot to say. You can get straight to that video when this finishes. All you need to do is refresh your screen and you should see an eye in the top right hand corner, which will take you through to that. Let me have a look if it works. Yes, it does. The system works, and I'm also going to put it in here in the live comment. Fellaini debate comment and pin, and I've pinned the link to that debate in the actual comment section below. But we're only going to have 3 minutes of added time in this game, and then it will be done. A comfortable 3-0 win for Brazil, and they won't be going home just yet. Can Brazil win the cup? Can Brazil win the cup, everybody? Can Brazil win the World Cup? They were my dark horse to win the World Cup, and I know dark horse sounds like a funny statement for somebody like Brazil, but I think it is evidenced by the fact that they're not the Brazil of the past, are they? But no South American team has won the World Cup in Europe since 1958, so it's a tough one to do. MB Gamer put a bet on for Brazil to win it. I still think Spain at the moment, while Spain are in this tournament, I think they're the favourites. I think Croatia would beat Brazil. Whoever's just said that, it whizzed by. I agree. But it just shows you how these groups can work a little bit funny, isn't it? Because you've got Sweden playing Switzerland now. I mean, we're going to get Sweden or Switzerland in the quarterfinals, and Brazil playing Mexico. But that's Mexico's fault for today. Here we go. Neymar. No, good save again. He ain't going to get a goal. Keeper's done well again. Mm-hmm. 2-2 with Costa Rica and Switzerland. This game is over. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to be really quick because I want to get set up for the United Stand. You can join me on the United Stand. Hit the eye in the top right hand corner and I'll be live in there. 10 minutes. Fellaini calling. Looking forward to that. Or you can go to the top comment or you can just go to the United Stand and find us. Thanks everyone who's been watching tonight. We're back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Me and Xander will be doing that together. And then tomorrow night, it's me and Marcus doing the England game. So 2 streams for you tomorrow. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. You're all welcome. Doesn't matter who you support, where you're from. Subscribe to the channel and get involved with That's Football. Covering all the World Cup games as a watch-along. We've lost Germany today, but Brazil stay in. Brazil will play Mexico on Monday afternoon. Really looking forward to that one as well. Some cracking games to come in this knockout stage, and we'll have the complete roster tomorrow. Will England go for top, or will they play for second? We'll have to wait and see. But I'll see you tomorrow about that on That's Football. Thanks, everyone. And if you want to join me on the United Stand, I'm going to be live in about 10 minutes' time on that channel. Click the eye in the top right-hand corner, or go to the top comment below. It's got the link there. I'll see you in a mo.